on YouTube. Talking about watches a couple years. No real money making coming out of it, but it was fine. But people would ask me, hey, Federico, would you buy this? Or where can I buy this? And I decided to, how do I monetize this? So, long story short, a few more steps, but I started delraywatch.com, which is my website. And I started it on an investment with a partner. My partner, John, was also on YouTube. We started with $4,000. All right, that was our investment. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what the revenue is, but it's multi millions of dollars per year.
That was a good $4,000 investment.
Yeah.
Why did you have a partner in the beginning?
Because I'm good at watches. Okay, I love watches. Is what I do. I don't do technology. I don't do websites. I don't do credit card processing. I don't do legal. And John, who was a CTO consultant for a big watch company at the time, was a good friend of mine. And, I told him my idea and he's like, let's do it. We were having tacos and tequila. And I'm like, I had this idea, we should do it. And he's like, absolutely, I'm on board. And 3 weeks later it started. And listen, first year was tough, and it still is. We're a small company. We're not, we're not Crown and Caliber or Rolex or anything, but yeah, it started with $4,000. That's all it took.
And how long ago was that?
Just under 4 years ago.
How many employees do you have now?
Full-time, we have, there's me and John, Jacob, who is our office assistant, Jonathan Hotchman, our director of operations, Carlos Ramos, our photographer, Hans, our watchmaker, and then, whatever that is, plus an extra watchmaker for repairs on the side because we have a lot of demand, and then a part-time accountant and the part-time lawyer.
So how does your business work? Do you try to find good deals on watches? You buy them and then you sell them?
So yes, in a nutshell, you kind of got it, but there's a couple of twists that I feel that we do that nobody else does.
Let's hear it.
First of all, we're watch collectors first. Me and John are watch lovers. All right, every watch dealer sells Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet. That's boring to me because everybody does that. Don't get me wrong, there's some Pateks I love, some APs I love, but there's so much more out there. So we started by buying the stuff that not a lot of people knew about, like my favorite brand, H. Moser. I'm pretty convinced I sell more H. Moser than most H. Moser stores in the US at the moment.
I don't think I've heard of that brand.
There's one that I'm going to show you that I brought with me.
Okay.
Gerard Perregaux, Zenith, Breitling, Cuervo y Sobrinos, just the stuff that's not in the big three. And nobody else was selling it. So when we started selling it, if people wanted it, we were one of the few places you could buy it. Because every watch dealer was scared to invest in that kind of stock. Because, who's going to buy? It's scary. They'd rather buy a Rolex and flip it and make a couple $100. Whereas to me, I found that boring. So I started stocking the stuff I like. And then obviously I started promoting it on my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is all watch geeks. So they loved the stuff I was stocking because they were also bored of the same old. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Why can't you just go to Westtime and say, hey, I want to buy this H. Moser. What is it, Moser?
H. Moser.
Why can't you just go to Westtime and say that, and then they just go and source it and sell it to you for?
Well, first you have to be an authorized dealer. So I don't know if Westtime is, but they very well may be. But that's where the investment part of watches comes in. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that watches are a good investment. Watches are not necessarily a good investment, but they're a fantastic hobby where you can very easily not lose money. It's a great way to have a ton of fun, park some money, and if you do it right, you can make money or not necessarily lose money. There's very few expensive hobbies that one can say about that. And Moser, if you buy a Moser at Westtime and you go sell it in 3 years because you're tired of it, that $35,000 watch is worth $8,000. You go to Delray Watch and you buy it pre-owned, not to plug my own business again, it's $9,000.
Yeah.
So when you go to sell it back to me, it's $8,000. Or maybe the market went up and you get your $9,000 back, or maybe I'll give you $10,000, depends when you sell it. But let somebody else take the depreciation. The pre-owned watch in good condition from a well-known dealer is just as good as one that's brand new.
But really quick, you guys, we have a word from our sponsor, Audible. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment, audiobooks, and they recently added podcasts. I'm someone who values constantly learning new things, and Audible is an amazing platform that offers over 500,000 audio titles. Audible offers spoken word entertainment ranging from celebrity memoirs and motivational speeches to original content from celebrity creators and thousands of binge-worthy podcasts. I'm way too busy right now to divert all of my attention to a book and read, so instead I just put on Audible when I'm doing my daily runs or in my car driving. I am currently listening to Misbehaving, which is a book by Richard Thaler on behavioral economics and its effect on us. I know I definitely would not have enough time to read this book if it weren't for Audible. And guess what, guys? You're in luck because right now you can get in on the President's Day event. You are getting in on one of the best offers of the year. It's only $9.95 a month for your first 6 months. When I signed up for Audible about 8 months ago, I was paying way more than this. So if you want to check that out, visit audible.com/icedcoffee or text